Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another weekend crafty night here at Mommy Guide Inc. For those who are new to my channel, I am Mommy Lala. Alright, okay. So, eto muna, okay? So, ang kailangan nyo po, okay, to start, okay, is, at again, eto yung sample ng card na gagawin natin. Nakita yung outline ng stamp and everything on a black paper. Right? If you would look at it dun sa vlog ni Nenette, 'di ba? Black yung background. Pero paano lumutang? Okay, lahat ng mga light colors na ito. So for the life of me, sabi ko, ginamitan ba niya ng katulad ng ginawa natin several episodes ago, 'di ba? With white pigment ink. Pero sabi ko, hindi eh. Even hindi ganito ka-detalye. Right? So sabi ko, Net, can I borrow the card? Because I really need to see the card. Okay, so when I saw the card, guys, then I realized, okay, so that actually, Nenette used a white white cardstock as the base, okay, and then she used two kinds of stamps, okay, or you can use a layering stamp or a layering stencil, okay, to first do the background, and then she stamped over it another stamp. Okay? So, kaya yung colors na yan, guys, it's so hard to actually attain that colors unless you probably did something like a jelly press. Okay? Nag-jelly plate coloring kayo. Okay? Kaya random yung colors and all, diba? So, ganun ang ginawa. And then, in between the outlines of the final stamp, remember, dalawang klaseng stamp ang ginamit ni Nenette dito. She colored it in with black marker. Okay, so you will not see it simply by looking at it this way or a photo. You really have to look. And then when I look closely, do you see? Do you see, guys, yung black? So those were colored in. Okay, so you will not be able to see it unless you actually have the actual card. So that's the magic, right? But the ultimate reason why we're doing this is because the actual stamp that Nenette used didn't actually have all these lines, all the details that you see on the flowers and the leaves. It wasn't included. Okay, so what she did with that is she used different sized or different tips, okay, of, okay, either a unipen or an omicron, so whatever it is you have, something like this. Okay, so you can use that to actually create those lines. Okay, she has a tip in her blog that to actually make it more realistic, you go with the flow of the petal or the leaf. So it doesn't have to be super straight, and it doesn't have to be like all the lines are always connected or always parallel. You know, organically, things that are not really perfect. Right? Even the human body, we're not totally perfect, right? Sometimes one of our eyes smaller than the other. It's not exactly symmetrical. And so that's why this card is truly, truly amazing. All right? So let's start. How do you actually do this? Okay. So I have here, okay, I started. Okay, so what I did, okay, if you want, you can actually, okay, to make it easier, okay, right? So these are the colors that Nanette used to create this one. Okay, so if you have the Altenew dye inks, so she used coral blur. Oop. There you go. She used coral blur. Okay, she used pink pearl. She used lagoon. Oop. Come on. He doesn't want to. Okay, this one is lagoon. Come on. Okay, I have to cover. Anyway, that's lagoon. And of course, you have heartbeat. Okay? So these are the four colors that she used. Okay. But anyway, this is the stamp set that I'm going. I think this is Cattleya. Build me a Cattleya. Is it Build me a Cattleya? I think if I'm not mistaken. This is how it is. Before, remember, the packaging at the back will show you which one goes first, and then second, and then third. But the newer ones, they already have like a legend. Okay, so like this one, they say, okay, this is your A1. So this is all your A1. Then the next layer would be A2. Okay, and then the next one would be this one, A3. And then the second set would be the leaves. So you have B1, B2, and then B3. Okay, and this one has actually another set, okay, another stamp that is already an outline of a flower. So I decided to use this one instead, okay? So how are you supposed to do it? Again, I will be using, okay, stamping platform. Got this from Nenette, okay, from my little attic. Many, many moons ago, guys. I don't even remember when I got this. I can't remember anymore. But I've had that for like a long time. Okay, so I just placed my cardstock. Again, okay, the cardstock I'm using, as you know, for my card bases, I always use, okay, Bevania Splendor Gel 300 GSM. Okay, there you go. See the difference if it's just one time, right? This is, okay, if you stamped it twice, okay, so the colors are brighter. The impression is nicer. Okay, so there you go. Most of the people in the chat are actually seasoned already, but I know there are also some who are beginners. Okay, so bear with us so that also those who are just beginners can actually, okay, join us and work alongside us. Okay, so again, I'm just using, okay, the same, okay, stamp to fill up. I want just use an A2 card, so a 4.25 by 5.5. I will eventually cut this out or trim it out, okay, into that size. Okay. Yeah. From this part of the video, things have been sped up so that it doesn't take forever for us to actually watch the shorter version of this long form video. Actually, this used to be, this came from an actual live stream we did several months back. So as you can see, I have started inking and stamping the different stamp sets, stamps from this stamp set. This is again a layering die set from, or rather a layering stamp set, okay, from Altenew. Okay, so you would see that it's actually easier now to, I'm showing how you can actually look at the back, all right, and easily find where you should put the next part or the next stamp set, because it will always fall perfectly, okay, onto the next one. And then you ink it. Now, as you can see, the next more vibrant color. So you start with the lightest one. You start with the lightest one, and then after that, you move on to the second one. So as you can see here, I still had to like manually remove each stamp, okay, and then find the perfect place or fit, okay, towards the first stamp from this set rather. Okay, so but moving forward a few weeks past, I actually did a live stream where I featured the Altenew stamp wheel. Now with that stamp wheel, and if you need to like create several images of the same kind just like this, it's now easier, faster, because you don't even need to remove your stamp from the platform, but you can just, this time around, just turn the platform. I will also include a link in the description down below for that video in case you would want to see how that kind of platform makes things even easier. Okay, so the Misty has been my stamp platform of choice for the longest time. But with the advent of the Altenew stamp wheel, it has really been a game changer for me.
All right, so you see here that I am actually using quite a bigger base because I will absolutely cut that into a smaller size to fit the card base that I'm going to be using. You can even use the usual A2 size, which is 3 1/4 by 3 1/2, yes, 3 1/2 by 4.25. Okay, so for the A2, so you just have to crop or trim some of the sides off. Again, it's absolutely up to you. Of course, my peg here, or my basis here, is the original card that was sent over by Nenette, our dear friend from my little attic. All right. So again, I continue on. So this is now, we're done with the flowers. Now we're starting with the leaves. Okay, again, these leaves are layering stamp leaves, right? So again, I start off with that green color. Okay, and then eventually move on to the next ones. Okay, and change the colors a bit. Okay, you can just position them any which way you want. Okay, so no rhyme or reason. It's absolutely up to you. Okay, I think I'm still using the same as the same ink. I think for the leaves I just use the same inks for this project. Okay, so just continuously clean the stamp and then position it here and there to actually put in leaves in between the flowers. And finally, I am ready to crop this there. I'm showing you how I'm supposed to do it. Okay, and finally, before I actually do the cropping, is to overlap that image of another flower, and this time I'm gonna be using that MFT ink. Okay, there you go. Okay, and one more. What I'm using there to add more pressure to my stamp platform is actually just a whiteboard eraser. As most of you know who have been following me, I have a very weak hand from years of crafting and cranking, die cut machines and stuff. So it's actually quite hard for me to put pressure. So that whiteboard marker is really a great help. Okay, so finally, I'm done with that, and I'm gonna be cropping this one. Okay, so that black ink added the much needed details. Okay, and it would look something like this. Okay, so I've created one already. Okay, so we go back to our peg again to look at what's next. Remember, we're supposed to create those minute details, the lines, by the use of this permanent markers of varying thickness. Okay, so to create more details onto this stamp set. This layering die stamp set is already very nice as it is, but if you want to add more details, so what Nanette showed us is that you can actually do so by using your markers. And to make it even pop further, so this is the magic. So you saw that the original had a black background. But we do know that if you stamp on black and with those kinds of vibrant colors, those colors, it's going to be impossible to actually show up unless they're metallics or they're chalk based or something like that. But this weren't. So how? Okay, so this is how Nenette did it. Okay, so she did everything first. She stamped everything on a white card base or a white paper base, okay, cardstock base, and then proceeded with stamping the layering stamps, and then eventually the spaces in between she carefully covered with black ink. Okay, so that would make now the different details pop out. Okay, so that's the magic, okay, that this technique actually brings. And thank you, Nanette of My Little Attic, for showing us this technique. Okay. So you would see me just color in most of the details in black. So now I continue to put the black or color in the black in between the spaces that I want to, and now started fussy cutting the image that I want to actually use in my card. Okay, so fussy cutting around.
Can actually do it as is where is. Okay, something like that. Okay, and then that's it. Okay, or you can trim it off on the sides as well. Okay, so it's a little okay, probably 4 inches. Okay, so you can still have like a border like so. Or if you want to put another matting on it, sure, why not? You can actually do that as well. Okay, if you want to do so, something like that. Okay, or if you just want, put this on. Okay, this is the one I did a while ago. I just basically put it on a similar color cardstock, and then I pasted it together, and then I fussy cut around it. So it can be like this, or it can be like that. Okay, so it's totally up to you. Or you can even, put a little bit of a border like what I did. Okay, so now, but this is not where it's gonna end, because remember, and then you can just put, your sentiment, okay, that I'll put later on, like congratulations, this has been heat embossed. Okay, I stamped it first. Okay, and then I heat embossed. Alright, so again, nakita niyo naman paano ko siya ginawa, 'di ba? So I first, nag-stamp muna ako ng layering stamp. Okay, and then after, so nakikita niyo yung image nung nilayer ko kanina, 'di ba? Yung leaf ko, 'di ba? Yun yung mga green. And then after that, I stamped again, okay, an image of another flower. So in this case, siya. Nag-focus pa. Alright, siya. Okay, this flower. And then everything in between, I blackened it, okay, with this brush pen from Faber-Castell. Alright. And then, yung gilid, in-outline ko, finasikat ko, and then I just added this, bubbles. Okay, and then the sentiment, of course, heat embossed a little something. Okay, so the second one, using the same stamp set, using the same colors ng ink. Okay, so this is it. So, dito, ang ginawa ko naman, okay, so iba yung itsura, no? It's the same card, pero tignan nyo. Alright, so ito, nakatagilid na ganon. Ito, nakaganon. Ito, parang sinide by side. Iba naman. So, pero it's the same stamp set. Tapos, ang base ko, okay, dinry emboss ko. So, may texture siya. Alright? And then, after ko siyang i-fussy cut, okay, I pasted it on colored cardstock. Okay, and then, finasi cut ko ulit. And then, nilayer ko lang, foam tape. Okay, and then, again, you see the color of, double stamp, layering stamp ko yung background. And then, ito naman, dito, di ba, ang binlock ko ito, tsaka ito, ganon. Ito naman, ito namang side na to. Kasi, again, depende kung paano mo, gusto at paano mo siya in-stamp. And then, I just added this congratulations. This is a Conquer the 9th, I think. Yeah, congratulations. Yeah, tapos sinit emboss ko with silver. Okay, and so that's it.
Every change has a reason, baby.
Thanks for watching and don't forget to subscribe.